So, as I said last week, there's a huge area of high pressure over the Mediterranean, and it's not gone anywhere over the last few days. And that's brought a huge plume of warm air in from Africa, and it's settled itself right across the Mediterranean. And day after day, the sunshine is just adding to those temperatures, and we're seeing highs into the low 40s in some places.
And over in America, I've read that people are flocking to Death Valley to experience the world's highest ever temperature.
Yeah, so it's not just the Mediterranean. Huge parts of the Northern Hemisphere are experiencing heat wave conditions at the moment, including the US. Yeah, temperatures could get into the low 50s. And Death Valley, which is just next to Las Vegas, is where we've seen the highest ever recorded temperature, well, reliably recorded temperature anyway. And it could get close to that or even break it in the next couple of days.
Crazy. And these records being broken, is this down to climate change and the crisis that we're in?
So climate change is inevitably going to mean that temperatures rise, and we're going to see high temperature records being broken more and more frequently. And to add to that as well, we're seeing what's called El Nino, which is a usual weather pattern that happens every few years, but that means the temperatures in the Pacific tend to rise quite a lot. The sea temperatures in the Pacific rise, and that's just adding an extra layer of heating this year, which is why we're seeing these effects right across the globe.
And there are, of course, different kinds of heat, humid and dry. Tell me about those. I believe that humid heat can be more dangerous to people, I believe.
Yeah, so I'm sure we're all used to it in Gibraltar, the humidity that comes with the heat as well, because we're surrounded by the sea. And yes, humidity has a huge effect on the health of humans, particularly when the temperature gets high. Humans cool down by sweating, and as that sweat evaporates from our bodies, it takes away a lot of energy, which makes us feel a bit cooler. But when the air is full of humidity, that water vapour in the air, it means that sweat doesn't evaporate as easily, and we can feel a lot hotter, and it can lead to heat stroke and heat stress, which can be very dangerous.
And we will sleep worse as well.
And that is the big thing. I love my sleep, and if you haven't got aircon, yes, it can be really difficult at this time of year to get plenty of sleep.
What can people do to combat this heat, this humidity?
So what I'd say is try not to overexert yourself, particularly if you've got health conditions. If you've got things to do outside, maybe do them earlier in the day or later in the day when those temperatures have started to fall a little bit. And if you can get somewhere cool, then do that. Stay in the shade and drink lots of water. That's probably a key thing as well.